Is this thing on?
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, everybody comes in, everybody comes in, your grandmother, your... perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Running against the worst candidate.
Is this thing on?
In the history of
Hello? Does
presidential
anyone
politics puts pressure on me.
hear me? Is this on?
Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
You used the word smart. So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you'd like to see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden. Give me a look, though. And I have a simple proposition here. If you'd like to see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Well, you have to... Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Unbelievable.
Hello? Is this thing on? Is this on? Is this on? Does anyone know? Does anyone fucking know what the hell is going on here? Does anyone fucking know what the hell is going on here? Does anyone fucking know? Give me a sec, I'm texting. Alright, so hopefully everyone, it looks like at least a couple hundred people nationwide had a great time with the podcast meetup. Yo, I've got a couple of choice clips, but feel free to DM me some if you have any that I might not have. Like, just DM me any that you have. Good morning, CIA agents. Good morning, good morning. Alright, Lord have motherfucking mercy. Holy shit. Alright. So let's get started with the recap, folks. My favorite part of the day. It's like a short movie. It's like a fucking short film that I created. 40 minutes long. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Lord have fucking mercy. Like, every time, like, there's so much going on. Like, the world has so many moving parts. I start my podcast, and then the world falls apart. Everything just craters, meteors fall from the sky, asteroids are pelting into the environment. Like, the fucking forests are on fire. There's, like, fucking lightning crackling into the fucking, wherever. It's crackling somewhere. It's in the river, and then all the fish die. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so yesterday was, if I remember correctly, I have my cheat sheet here. It's 95. Yeah, day 95 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City that is wrapped inside and, taken prisoner by the county of Pasquotank County over the police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. So we had a smaller group yesterday, and we did downtown sidewalk demonstrations throughout the major restaurant areas on Saturday morning. A lot of people trying to enjoy their brunch, and we were protesting, and it made them very upset. As you know, I am a big fan of brunch. Huge fan. And so we wrapped around, we went through downtown, we wrapped around toward Ehringhaus and then Rhodes Street, making a ruckus, going back downtown several times. And I was, all in all, a pretty good demonstration considering the low turnout. But again, you can't have hundreds of people every single day, so we're trying our best here. And so again, the main thing that's extremely important is that a demonstration is being held every day. Right now, there's a lot of people that are in the planning stages and are trying to, gear up for day 100, which is this Thursday. So today, or yesterday was day 95. Today will be day 96. Then day 97, then 8, then 9, and then 100. And so that should be landing on a Thursday if my math is correct. I mean, let me just verify this. I don't know. I'm going to do math live on stream. So it's 96, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's on Thursday. My brain is I did a lot of drugs yesterday. But anyway, so yesterday we had a lot of good, interactions from people in cars. A lot of people showing solidarity while they're on their way to work and stuff like that. And so again, that's really something that's super valuable when you see that kind of stuff. Like, there's so many people that can't come out and directly participate in demonstrations, but they will show support, and that's a good thing because it really shows you that, the city as a whole is supportive of the protest movement, and it's not just like a handful of people that are doing it. It's actually like, a lot of people are very supportive. They just do not have the means to be able to show up every single day or, that kind of stuff. And so again, and it's also super fun when you're walking down the street doing a demonstration and you see someone that you know from a protest who is on their way to work, and you know they have a stop and chat conversation, and you know it's just, you know, it's a really heartwarming experience. And again, I just want to say I'm super proud of Elizabeth City for holding down the fort for 95 days in a row. It's incredible. The you know, just the absolute and you know, the grit for this is just, it's something else. And again, we did a good job, and I hope everyone enjoyed, you know, our demonstration. That was, you know, day 95, folks, in the books. In the books. Way to go, ampersand go, ampersand go. Thank you, Menu Frog. Thank you, thank you. All right, folks, we're going to get into the potatoes of this live stream. That's right. The March for Medicare for All. So I got some choice clips. I got some choice-ass clips, folks. So let me, if you have any clips from the March for Medicare for All and you're watching the live stream, be sure to send them my way in case I don't have them. I'm getting the clips, folks. I'm getting the clips. I'm acquiring the evidence, my good friends. Lord have mercy, this seems like such a disaster. I don't know how many of these are the same. A lot of these might be the same. You sent me a thread on Twitter that has a lot. You sent me a thread. Oh, shit. Oh, this is their thread. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know if I'm necessarily interested in anything this thread has to offer. Yeah, this thread sucks. I'm sorry, Bethany. I'm sorry. All right, let's get into the good stuff. Folks, the March for Medicare for All has taken place nationwide. Now, we all know AOC has decided to sell out to the establishment, and instead of marching for Medicare for All, she went to go campaign for Nina Turner, who's trying to get elected to Congress as another yes vote for Medicare for All. Now, we all know she's sold out to the establishment. And, like, again, she's actually trying to get votes in Congress for this legislation. Doesn't she know? Doesn't AOC know that we don't want votes for in Congress for legislation? We just want to beg the politicians and have us and have them tell us no so that we can talk about it in our podcast over and over again and just repeat the cycle? Doesn't she know that? I don't know if she knows that. But either way, I've got some choice clips from Jimmy Dore and other speakers at the March for Medicare for All. I don't know how many of these are duplicates or repeats, but I'm going to go into these because they seem pretty funny. I've watched a couple of them, and then a couple other people sent me throughout the day. And so here's Jimmy Dore talking about force to vote in July of 2021. Holy shit, this fucking audio level. Holy fuck. I watched this on my phone earlier. Oh my god, this audio is like in another fucking space-time.
Vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't.
Can you hear that? Is this audible? I can't even hear this. It's like... Okay, so we all know in December of 2020, everyone, literally on the entire Earth's population, said force to vote was a good idea. There were no people that had any criticisms whatsoever. We know that as fact. You can go back and look at my videos. I made 0 videos in December and January talking about how bad of an idea force to vote was. I didn't make those videos because force to vote was a tremendous idea, and you can just go check my channel in December and January to see the evidence of that.
When I started force to vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but everybody lost their balls in the middle of a fight for force to vote for Medicare for All. They said now it's not the time.
So, okay. So everyone said it was a great idea, and then an unknown amount of time passes, and everyone stops saying it's a good idea. Is it possible that those same people that were against force to vote were against force to vote from the jump? Is that possible? What is he talking about? This really bizarre stuff. Extremely bizarre stuff from Jimmy Dum Dum Dore. Oh god, holy shit, I apologize. I apologize for whatever you just had to go through. I apologize. That was unacceptable of me. But here's Jimmy Dore talking even more so and getting a little creepy when it comes to Bernie Sanders and the squad. Holy shit, that's still so loud. Oh my god, I gotta fucking turn the volume down. Why is this so loud? Motherfucker, these clips, I swear. I am so sorry.
Shit about it, but they don't give a shit about it, and they don't give a shit about you. So what we have to do is make CNN uncomfortable. We have to make the squad uncomfortable. We have to make Bernie Sanders uncomfortable.
So, okay, now, the thing that's super bizarre about this, and the thing that honestly, I just don't understand, is why they're not targeting Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, or Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, or literally any other Democrat. Why is it Bernie Sanders and AOC? Why? I'll tell you why. You might not know that. You might genuinely be watching this video and you go like, oh shit, what's going on here? I'm about to break some news to you. More people on the right wing know who AOC is and Bernie Sanders are than on the left wing. Now, that's Democrats and I should have said more Republicans know than more Democrats. Right? The left wing there is no left wing in the United States. I'm sorry. I mean, like, there just isn't. But Democrats and Republicans, right? Democrats know who AOC is at a lesser rate than Republicans. Why is that? Because Republicans and right-wingers and Nazis use AOC's likeness to farm for views on Facebook and social media. They will make every video titled AOC this, AOC that, AOC this, AOC that. Bernie this, Bernie's a communist, AOC's going to kill everyone. Open borders, AOC. Now, again, the reason why people like Jimmy Dore and the March for Medicare for All aren't going after the politicians like Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and Joe Manchin and other corporate Democrats, right, that are against Medicare for All, the reason they're ignoring them is because what they are doing is they are trying to fit themselves into a right-wing media farm pipeline. They are trying to fit themselves in as oh look, the left also hates AOC. That's the grift. So they make a bunch of videos about how bad AOC is, and a bunch of right-wingers, Republicans, neo-Nazis, anti-vaxxers, people that are against Medicare for All, people that think Trump actually won the election, which he did not, by the way, right? Those people will all watch Jimmy Dum Dum Dore's videos and say, wow, even the left hates Bernie Sanders and AOC. It's all a big media troll farm. The idea that people still don't understand this, and they have any even feigned ounce of media literacy, is astounding. To me, it is It is mind-blowing that there are people out there that claim to be media savvy that can't see through this facade instantly. Now, again, if you're just a passerby and you don't know what's going on, that's one thing. But I'm telling you this right now. The March for Medicare for All wasn't about Medicare for All. It wasn't. The same people that organized the March for Medicare for All are the same people that said Nina Turner should lose in Ohio 11th's special election. They don't want more votes in Congress for Medicare for All, because the more votes in Congress for Medicare for All means the closer Medicare for All is to happening. And they don't want Medicare for All to happen because they want to campaign on and raise money on the idea that Medicare for All will never happen. And sell to people the idea that they are the ones who are going to get Medicare for All. Because just watch. Just watch this. All right. If Medicare for All ever does happen, you know Jimmy Dore is going to take credit for it, even though he had nothing to do with it. You know Fiorella Isabel, and I'm going to get into her later, are going to, these kinds of people are going to take credit for it. Right? After they've done nothing but hurt the movement. So again, I just want you to understand what this is, and now let's finish this.
Where is he? Where's Bernie? Say, hey Bernie, where's your movement? Where is your movement, Bernie? I'll tell you where it is. It's in the streets of America today, fighting for Medicare for all, while you're taking fucking Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck Bernie when he works from. Where are you, Bernie? Your movement's right here. Get out here. Where are you, AOC?
So, Jimmy Dore is not saying Joe Biden is a terrible candidate and he's a terrible president because X, Y, and Z. He is saying Joe Biden is bad because Bernie Sanders is his lapdog and takes orders from him? What? What does that even mean? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what that means? Because I can't figure it out.
The movement is in the street. Where are you? Are you taking another picture with Mama Bear for Vanity Fair? Are you guys out shopping for refrigerators? Right now, Joe Biden.
So, I don't, literally, again, what is this guy talking about? AOC is shopping for refrigerators. She literally, as Jimmy Dore was giving this speech, AOC was in Ohio campaigning for Nina Turner. Literally. I'm not, I shit you not. At the same exact time. If you're watching, a fucking show or whatever, it would say, meanwhile, and then it would cut to AOC, at a fucking rally talking about how Nina Turner's going to pass Medicare for All or vote for it and help us out with that. So what is this guy talking about? He is clearly lying to people. There is no possible way you can interpret anything Jimmy Dore says as honest truth-telling. It's not. Is he angry? Absolutely. You know who else is angry? Me. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm mad as hell all the fucking time. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you to make you feel better. I'm not going to tell you conspiracy theories that are convenient so that you can just feel better at night and sleep at night knowing AOC is evil. The world is complicated. We don't live in a black and white binary world. I'm sorry. That's just the reality.
Instead of giving us health care, is bombing the poorest people on earth in Africa. That guy loves bombing so much you think it was a little girl's hair.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, Joe Biden's a creepy motherfucker. I mean, you're not going to get me. That's pretty good.
Medicare for all, Medicare now, no more waiting, put pressure on politicians, make them scared of you, make them scared to death of you, fuck the politicians, let's go to their houses.
So again, okay, now I want to be very clear. Jimmy Dore constantly uses this rhetoric of let's make them scared to death, let's go to their houses, let's get them. Then, when politicians respond and say that that's violent rhetoric, he says, whoa, it's not violent. How am I being violent? I'm just saying you should be scared to death and that we're going to come to your house. That's not violent. Now again, I, someone who's a radical anarchist, can get behind the idea of going to a politician's house. I've been protesting in the streets of Elizabeth City for 95 days in a row, and I've gone to politicians' houses. I've screamed out of a megaphone at politicians' houses. I am okay with going to politicians' houses. But if you're going to get called out for using violent rhetoric, you gotta at least own up to it. You can't just deny the fact that you say this stuff. And that's one of my problems with Jimmy. He always runs at the very end. He said, oh, I'm not being violent. I'm not being violent. What you should be saying is you're trying to be revolutionary. You're trying to get people to care. And again, the other problem here is, why would we go to AOC's house? Why would we, instead of Nancy Pelosi's? Or literally any other corporate Democrat? Why AOC's house? That's the thing that's so bizarre to me. Right, for example, right, when I'm protesting in Elizabeth City, I'm not going to go to the house of a random politician who had nothing to do with the shooting of Andrew Brown and yell at them, because they had nothing to do with the shooting of Andrew Brown. I'm going to go to the politicians' houses who set up the system. I'm going to go to the DA's house. I'm going to go to the judges' houses who allowed these orders to go through. I'm going to go to the sheriff's house, etc., etc., etc. Why? Because they're directly implicated in what the protest is about. Why would you go to AOC's house demanding Medicare for all? She doesn't have that power. Why not go to the White House? Why not go to literally any other corporate Democrat's house? I don't understand. It's bizarre behavior. And again, he always cries and whines away, oh, they're calling me violent. You are being violent. That is objectively violent. But again, you can defend that rhetoric and say, this is not violence, this is revolutionary protesting. And I would agree with you, but he's not doing that because he's not a revolutionary. He is not. He is a poser and a loser who wants to get the credit for being violent and hippie and cool and then runs away with it when he's on Tucker Carlson's show. I wasn't being violent. I was just saying that she needs to do this and that. No, you were being violent. Your rhetoric is extremely violent. But again, I'm not, like, violent does not mean you necessarily inflict violence on someone. Like, again, it is not violent rhetoric if you're not planning on going to their house to hurt them. It is revolutionary rhetoric. But he is not responding in those ways. He just makes himself seem like a goofball, and he also doesn't host anything. Where has Jimmy Dore hosted any march or event anywhere? The Force the Vote thing, he didn't even attend. This, he only attended because people made him. He's interested in talking on his podcast and nothing else. He doesn't go out there and protest. He doesn't go out there and march. He doesn't go out there and strategize. He just shows up, takes the microphone, says, subscribe to the Jimmy Dore Show, and moves on. It's bizarre. It's strange behavior, folks. It's really strange behavior. Anyway, so I want to get into the other key individual that I want to talk about, Fiorella Isabel. I'm making this a separate video. Check my fucking phone. Anyway, so Fiorella Isabel. I mean, this one is just like a curious case. A curious motherfucking case. I mean, I really just don't know what's going on with this one, but we're gonna try our best. Fiorella Isabel, one of the hosts of the Convo Couch, went to the March for Medicare for All event. Now, I covered this yesterday on my show, but she is against Medicare for All as a policy. She is not in favor of Medicare for All. In fact, let me get you that tweet real quick. I should have had this open. If I were a good streamer, I would have had this open. But, I didn't. So, that's kind of the world that we're living in. So, I gotta go get the tweet. I ruined the start of the segment. But it's okay, because I can just reset the start. This is just like, this is what you get for the COVID couch. This is just like the behind the scenes you get. Like, this is the fucked up start. Here we go. This is also just both important information, so. Alright, folks, let's try that again. Fiorella Isabel, host of the COVID Couch, also known as the Convo Couch, went to the March for Medicare for All event after her podcast co-host was removed from the event because he refused to respond to the question of whether or not he was vaccinated against COVID. Now, the thing about the Convo Couch is this is an anti-vaxxer conspiracy theory podcast, right? Now, again, these people are not in favor of Medicare for All. This is someone on Twitter who made this big, huge spiel about why she left the left, and Fiorella Isabel responds saying, agree, I'm against doing that, in response to someone saying, I left the left because Medicare for All sucks. Fiorella Isabel is against Medicare for all. She has campaigned against it. She campaigned for Tulsi Gabbard. Same thing with Jimmy Dore. Why are they going to a March for Medicare for All event when they don't support the policy of Medicare for all? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And another thing that's super interesting is, again, this is her co-host on the Convo Couch, Pasta. Unfortunately, I will no longer be attending/speaking at the M4A March. The local organizers, after asking me if I was vaccinated, demanded I wear a mask and take a COVID test. I refused. I will not be told when and what to do with my body. I support M4A, not medical tyranny for all. So again, these people are anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorists. One of them was removed from the event for being too obnoxious. But let's see, Fiorella Isabel actually made it on stage. So I've got an interesting amount of clips here, and I'm going to play them and we'll see how it goes. Oh my god, this is one of those clips that has no volume whatsoever. My apologies, folks. Hold the phone.
Who ran with working people.
Okay.
We have the squad who ran with working people's money, who ran and took every last cent that a lot of us had and didn't push for Medicare for all, who right now refuse to retweet any of the March events.
Okay, so let me get this straight. AOC runs for Congress. She takes working people's money on the platform of trying to get Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, etc. She introduces the Green New Deal. She introduces Medicare for all, right? Or Pramila Jayapal introduced it, and she signs on to it as a co-sponsor, right? And now she is campaigning in Ohio's 11th district to try to get another member of the squad elected so that they can support Medicare for all. She's trying to expand the votes for Medicare for all in the Democratic-led Congress. But she's not retweeting my podcast. What? Like, okay, so I just don't get it. She's not retweeting your podcast, so therefore she's against Medicare for all? Bizarre. Anyway, so let's watch this clip here. Oh my god, Lord have mercy.
Refuse to call out their politicians, who refuse to hold them accountable. We have the squad who ran with working people's money, who ran and took every last cent that a lot of us had and didn't push for Medicare for all, who right now refuse to retweet any of the March events. Okay, we had one show up, Cori Bush, props to her for showing up in DC. But if you're gonna run, if you're gonna have a mask that says Medicare for all, if you're gonna have words that says Medicare for all, and you're not gonna do a goddamn thing to actually push it, I have a problem with that. Because we have people dying every single day right now. One of the most memorable things I saw in that January was a young man wearing all his medical bills along his jacket. Those were all the bills that he had to pay because we don't have health care in this country. And if the government gave a damn about...
Again, I want to remind you all, the idea that people need to pay for health care is fucking ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And again, they are weaponizing poor people's righteous anger and funneling that energy into something useless. AOC is standing in between you and healthcare. Okay, AOC leaves Congress. Then what? Does anyone know? Okay, AOC is no longer in Congress. Now we get Medicare for all? What? Maybe we need to get Nancy Pelosi kicked out of office. Maybe we need to kick out all the corporate Democrats actually standing in the way. Maybe we need to vote out Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all these neoliberals. No. It's all AOC. So AOC will leave Congress, then what happens? Ask yourself that question. Do we get closer to Medicare for all when AOC leaves Congress? Does anyone actually think that?
Giving you health care, they would have done it at the very least during a pandemic, but they don't care. So the fight for health care doesn't end with Medicare for all. It is only the beginning, because we cannot have these politicians in the government bring in big pharma to tell us everything we need to do.
Okay, so now AOC and Bernie Sanders are listening to big pharma. Because Medicare, and again, I want to remind everyone, she is against Medicare for all. So now she's going at the March for Medicare for All rally and talking about how Medicare for All is bad. Because Big Pharma is in control. Huh?
When did we start trusting every single politician and every single thing that...
Now again, this is the problem with conspiracy theorists such as Fiorella Isabel. People have a righteous and a very, very, very well thought out understanding of how bad Big Pharma is. I hate pharmaceutical companies. Most people hate pharmaceutical companies. Probably everyone does, except for the people that work in pharmaceutical companies. I'm sure some of them hate it too, right? So what you do is you get people that already hate Big Pharma and that already want Medicare for All and that already hate politicians, and you funnel that energy, that righteous anger, into hating AOC. And what does that get anyone? Podcast clicks. That's it. Doesn't get us Medicare for All. It doesn't reduce Big Pharma's power. Just gets the Convo Couch a couple new subs on YouTube. And that's the problem with all of this. It's not like they're funneling this energy and they're marching down to Nancy Pelosi's house. You know? And they're demanding and they're like, you know, doing a sit-in around Nancy Pelosi's house as she's there, not letting her leave. Saying, we're not going to do anything, we're not going to move until you force the vote. That would be actual direct action. That would be actually strategic. But they're not interested. They just want to do these little performative marches, go up there, speak, and then get some podcast subscribers. It's that easy. They don't care about an elongated struggle. They don't care about strategizing. They don't care about organizing. They don't even care about targeting the right people. They're only targeting popular people on the internet for the sake of subscribers. And now she goes a little off the rails here.
Came out of this Big Pharma. They need to get out. We the people need to write the legislation. We the people need to have our voice. And that's the reality, because at the end of the day, when we were there on January 4th or 5th, fighting for force to vote, and there was also a Julian Assange protest, the reason we were all there was because we were censored. Because the mainstream media, like CNN right here, censors independent media. All of you here, independent media, are crucial.
So again, independent media, that's another buzzword. Anyone is independent media. Now again, I support independent media, like Max the dog doing journalism, right? But you have to understand, independent media is not necessarily better than mainstream media. For example, I will trust anything CNN says over the Convo Couch any day of the week. Does that mean I automatically love mainstream media and support them all the time? No. It just means that in the specific comparison of independent media outlet, quote unquote, the Convo Couch versus mainstream media outlet CNN, I would rather watch CNN. Unless I'm going to do a fucking funny reaction video. Because otherwise I'll watch the Convo Couch. But I need you to understand, independent media is not automatically better than mainstream media. A lot of independent media are just people that don't know anything blabbing on a microphone, and they're uneducated and they're stupid and they know nothing about politics, strategy, organizing, activism. You need to understand that. For me personally, I actually know about activism. I've been an activist for a while, a couple years, right? I've done actual on-the-ground organizing. I've done actual protesting. I've done actual forms of radical protesting, right? I've been in a lot of different situations that Fiorella Isabel has never even dreamed of going to. She has had countless opportunities to go to anti-police demonstrations, for example. I haven't seen any. If there are videos of her going to anti-police demonstrations, I'd love to see them. Send them to me. But, again, she is only going out there when she can speak and get more podcast subscribers. She is funneling righteous anger from poor people and manipulating them by using buzzwords and talking points into watching her podcast. And it's embarrassing.
Because they don't talk about Medicare for All. They're propagandists for the state agencies. And that's why we're here today. That's why you see us here. And they were trying to censor us. We had more police surrounding us at Force the Vote and Julian Assange than we had. Than they had police on January 6th. Cut off. Thank you guys.
So, first of all, that's not true. That's not true. There is, in all the videos I saw of the Force the Vote protest, there were no police. Now, again, there might have been a couple, But to say there were more police at the Force the Vote protest than January 6th, I'm sorry, that's absurd. Now, again, I love that they cut her microphone. That's hilarious to me. But again, you need to understand these people are not out there for your best interest. They're out there for subscribers. Again, I'm out there for subscribers too. I'm a YouTuber. You have to understand your sources, okay? You have to understand. I am just willing to tell you that I do this for subscribers. I will criticize Fiorella Isabel. Like, do I care about her? Not really. Like, to my understanding, I gain nothing other than views and subscribers from even talking about this. I would rather be talking about stuff that actually matters. But a lot of people like when I talk about this, and to make my viewers happy and to get more viewers, I will talk about this. I've avoided talking about the March for Medicare for All for a while because it's just boring. Who cares, right? They've done so many cringy things that I couldn't even begin to imagine listing them all off. But the only reason I'm talking about this is because people want me to. And I'm willing to listen to my audience. But I'm going to tell you up front that that's why I'm making this video. I'm not going to act like I'm some truth teller and I'm speaking truth to power. I'm not speaking truth to power. I'm making fun of idiots online for views. That's what I'm doing. And you know what I'm doing. Everyone should know what I'm doing. And they are doing the same thing. Except they're going to try to act like they're like a main character in like a fucking, you know, a political drama or something. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And you need to understand, there are people out there that do not have your best interest in mind. I personally have your best interest in mind, probably if you are a poor person, because I myself am a poor person. I've been poor my entire life. So our interests are probably aligned. But also, again, I'm not going to go out there and say AOC is the reason why we don't have Medicare for all. I know the reason why we don't have Medicare for all. Centuries of capitalist propaganda is why we don't have Medicare for all. Harry Truman tried to get us a universal healthcare system. They stopped him. Why? Why is that? Universal healthcare was originally going to be part of the New Deal. And then it was going to be an amendment to the New Deal. And they stopped it. Why? Think about that. Is Fiorella Isabel going to tell you about that? AOC wasn't alive in the 1940s. Unless she's a time traveler, like Jackson Hinkle seems to think. And that's the thing about all of these people, is to say AOC is the reason. AOC has been in Congress for 3 years. 3 years. How can she possibly be responsible for centuries of primitive accumulation that led to capitalist wealth hoarding, that led to the system of government that allows for such ridiculous power imbalances? Look at the House. The House of Representatives was not ever supposed to be capped at 435, but it is. Why? Because that makes it easier for them to have less people in power and concentrate power to more individuals that they can easily corrupt. Why does the Senate even exist? What is going on with the Supreme Court? Why do we have presidents? All of this is to make sure that you don't have access to things like healthcare, right? We know that Medicare for All is cheaper than what we were going through, but it gives less resources to those in power, and those in power are the ones that run the game. AOC has no power. She is powerless. The only thing she has at her disposal is a good Twitter following, and that is why people like Fiorella Isabel are trying to cut into that. They're trying to cut into the only power that AOC ever has, and it probably ever will have, and that is her social media following. They're not going after Big Pharma. They just say, Big Pharma. They're not going after those that are actually in power. They're not even going to tell you about how power structures even work. They're not interested in that. They're interested in subscribers and money. And that's because this is all a big grift. And so again, I just needed y'all to understand that shit. It is embarrassing. Lord have fucking mercy. Folks, yesterday was day 3 of no caffeine. And I had some caffeine yesterday, and I'm having some this morning. So anyway, how was that segment? Did I do a good job? Do I like pasta? Goddamn right I do. Vibe check. Anyway, feel free to share that segment when I edit and upload it. Both of them. I don't know, I went a little bit harder in the Fiorella one. Maybe I should have gone that hard in the Jimmy Dore one, but, you know, whatever. You know. Anyway, folks, I am going to get the fuck out of here. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Tomorrow will be Monday. Monday is going to be the first day of the week if you're a fucking moron, because Sunday is actually the first day of the week. But Monday is the first day of the week that I stream at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are we in Eastern Standard or Daylight? I don't even know. Eastern Time. And so I will be here around the 24 hours and 8 minutes from now. I will be live. Check that shit out, folks. Can't wait to see you. Maybe I'll cover some more of the March for Medicare for All. Link me some good clips. I'm sure there's a lot more of them. So, in fact, you know what? I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to just create the Scoops channel in Discord. I want you to don't discuss anything in the Scoops channel. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. I want the Scoops channel to just be you to post clips of, like, cringers. I want you to post news stories. That is it. No exceptions, nothing. If I even see you try to post, like, actual opinions in the Scoops channel on Discord, I will probably ban you forever. So I'm just throwing that out there. But again... So, if you got any clips of cringers, send them in that channel. If you got any news stories that you want me to talk about, send them in that channel. So, there you go. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And again, I apologize if my show was short today, but, you know, it's the weekend, baby. What are you gonna do? Shayna Lynn, Shurif, Anastasia, Alicia, Menu Frog, Sal, Abner, Choki, Munsar Social Construct, Jose, Bob, Kaleka, how's it going? Nico Whorehouse, how's it going? Don't be frightened, my dear. DS, lovely, lovely angels. I love each and every one of you, and I hope, Bethany, I hope y'all have a great, Aunt Tifa, great day. Paladin, a great, Menu Frog, I think I already said that. Have a great day, folks. I will see y'all tomorrow, 24 hours and 6 minutes. Look at that. Look at that. See, the stream is up now, and there it goes. It's over now.
I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. And kill 15 kids tomorrow. I can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy 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 can go Jimmy 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 can go and Jimmy Jimmy can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Jimmy talk about Jimmy please Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month. They're not accountable to anyone, and they million views a month, to 12 million views a month, 10 to 12 million views a month. I get 10 to 12 million views a month. I get 10 to 12 million views a month. Every fucking one of them is selling you out. Fucking one of them you out and canceling you and canceling you and canceling you for their own personal gain.
Who are you talking about with that, Jimmy?
I'm talking about anybody who's a progressive in Congress who isn't endorsing hashtag the vote, endorsing hashtag the vote, endorsing hashtag the vote, endorsing hashtag the vote, endorsing hashtag the vote.
I eat at the shop. That's what I eat.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandma. Everybody comes in your grandma. Everybody comes in your grandmother.